Happy Kaiju Live, that's my celebration of Godzilla. We're going all month long with daily Kaiju content uploads, and we're deep into Godzilla King of the Monsters, issue 18. This is the original Marvel series, written by Doug Moench, art by Trimpe. We're at Battle Beneath 8th Avenue. We got a shrunk down Godzilla with a blast of Pym particles. The cover promises an amazing fight between a huge rat, and the comic delivers, and it's actually really cool. So let's dive into it. And for a cover comparison, we have the original issue right here. We got the omnibus, and we have the black and white essentials volume. And I will say, this is one of the few where I very much prefer the colored versions over the black and white, just because I feel the black and white version of this cover here is just too dark. Everything's so shaded, there's hardly any white at all, and just the saturated colors of just the darkness on it make it not stand out as much, not nearly as much as these color versions, which both look real good. The original looking a little bit more worn down and grimy, which I think actually fits the underground sewer setting. But let's dig into the actual interior of the book and look at that. Oh man, so this book is always kicking off with such a fun splash page that just hooks you in as a reader. And right here we see a tiny Godzilla all caged up, and he's blasting the cigar out of Dum Dum's mouth. That is so much fun. It really captures the spirit and off-ball nature of this storyline. I tell you what, a whole lot of fun. Let's get further into the story. So this book is kicking off with some wacky offbeat fun, but here we got the two scientist guys talking some more about Godzilla and his shrunk down predicament and what to do with him. Over here we got Hughes talking with Robert, trying to cheer him up as they're both at the cockpit. And we also get some catching up with Tamara and Wu there. And man, he sneaks in to go talking to Godzilla, and he's just feeling awful about what he did and how he got Godzilla captured there, because he feels such a strong bond with the creature. And I do appreciate that all throughout this series here. And we see him talking with Godzilla, all the while hanging out at his cage, and we're seeing this great scene with the helicarrier docked up and actually landing, and it looks so cool. It's so massive. It's just like the biggest battleship. Very awesome. But they're landing in the city. And we get this great bit here because they're taking Godzilla to get looked at, but this big doofus just trips and stumbles, and Godzilla falls right out of his cage and right into the bay there. Oh, right into the water. That is no good. And look at Duga's face. I love it. It's so funny. And they're so mad because, it's just, he doesn't quite remember what happened. He doesn't quite remember, but little Rob might have accidentally loosened up Godzilla's lock when he was in the room because he felt sort of bad about what happened. It's just so dumb. Why you do that, kid? Like, just wait for him to get taken to the good spot. But Godzilla's in the water, and I love how we have this little bit of interior, not monologue. We never get Godzilla's actual thoughts in words, but Doug Moench does a good job of just describing how Godzilla's traveling through and how he's feeling through all this without it being too personal, and just how he hates the water and how sickly the water is around here, not like the fresh water that he swims in. And I appreciated that. Both a comment on, the pollution, which is always a very strong Godzilla theme, but also just a good excuse to get him out of the water from swimming further away and keeping him inland in the city itself. So I like that a lot, and I really like this panel right here with just the tiny Godzilla. Almost looks like a toy that's just on the side of the road. But then we get to this page, which is so fantastic. I love seeing him in contrast with this matchbox here. That's just so fun. A little match pack and the little notation inside. Just mail this coupon. So fun. And the scale, just like how he's drawn massively, but he's so tiny. And we see him here with the tire and down here. And then we turn the page and we get this bit with him creeping around the sewers and the monstrous rat. So cool. So cool that we got to look at it in the other formats. Like, how cool does that look in the old comic? Still real radical, even if the colors are a little bit less vibrant. But what's really fun is if we turn the page here, we get both an ad for Jaws 2 and this really cool pinup ad, which looks absolutely beautiful. And it's advertising the new creative team of Michelini, Ramada Jr., and Layton. So how cool is that? That's radical. And what a great page. Man, if I didn't love this comic so much, I'd rip that page out and slap that on my wall. But let's look at that page in the other format, huh? Yeah, that looks sick. I love that. He looks so good there. This panel's fantastic. But man, the look of him with that rat is so freaky looking. And when you think about it in scale, like, imagine if we had just a giant rat monster that was kaiju sized. That would be really cool. That'd be ferocious. Those things can be scary. You know, it's all context, because a rat can also be a cute, adorable friend. But hey, maybe that's how little Rob feels about Godzilla. Let's turn the page and see what happens next. So we're we got this bit here because Hughes was put in charge of Rob from Dugan when he was assigning orders, but right here Rob just straight up ditches him to go try and find Godzilla and see what happened and join in on the rescue party. And Hughes is just thinking about how his keister is going to be in the oven for that, and that sneaky little kid, I wonder what he's going to be like in 10 years. And I tell you, this kid's braver than me, because I would not be donning a wetsuit like that and jumping out of a big old carrier into the bay water. Ugh. I lived on the river for like 2 years, and I never set more than a foot in the river. Like, I ain't swimming in that. You know what gets in there? That's like no good. Ugh. But I guess if you got a full protective wetsuit, you're a little bit covered up. But we get this great Godzilla battle here, and I love a good monster battle, and it's very unconventional because they're tiny beasts, but this is a great fight. And it's well choreographed. You follow everything that's happening, and it's brutal, and you feel the ferocity of what each of the characters are going through. And this rat will not relent, but neither will Godzilla, because like, he does not give up. And he don't want to, but he fries that sucker and proves, as the little box here says, Godzilla is still the king. I love it. That's so cool. And like, what a wacky idea. Godzilla versus a rat. A sewer rat. Yeah, this panel right here where he screams triumphantly. I love it. So cool. But wouldn't you know it, right here through the grate, Godzilla hears a familiar voice, and it's Rob just wandering the city looking for him. And right as he sees Godzilla, he starts growing, because we got the ticking time clock. Godzilla's only going to be under the effects of the Pym particles for so long. Eventually, he's going to get to full size. So we got to find him fast. Thankfully, Rob just did. But now they're on equal playing fields as far as size goes, but Godzilla's still in a different weight class. And he's not too happy that Rob tricked him previously. So we'll see what happens in the next issue. Brawl on the docks. I'm having a whole lot of fun. I hope you are too, and I hope to see you for the next issue and the next day of Kaiju Live.